Hello, everybody, and welcome into the Lake Martin Sports Roundup Show presented by JR's Sports Bar and Grill. Brett Pritchard and Adam Blankenship here with you. Another great show coming your way. A lot to talk about here tonight, but first and foremost, again, want to thank JR's Sports Bar and Grill for being our corporate partner here and have been for 12 years, Adam. So I've been broadcasting shows from this location for 12 years, and they've been serving this community and all the people in it, not just in this building, but for functions and things that they do outside of here in the community, and just great supporters of this community and the surrounding community. So we're glad to be partnered with them, and of course, their great food
definitely
helps out a lot. So there's great food here. You can come out, enjoy the atmosphere, and hang out with your friends or with your family, however it is that you want to do it. But, Adam, good to see you again this week. We had a crazy busy show last week.
Yep.
This week we've got a lot going on. This is the week of the Bassmaster Elite Series tournament, and we're going to be talking about that in the next segment with Ed Collari, who is the chamber president here in Alexander City, and we're looking forward to talking to him because he was a big part, and his staff and the people around him were a big part of getting that tournament to come here to Alexander City. And I saw so many people this weekend talk about, man, they have arrived, and there's boats and trucks everywhere, and they're dolled up. This just isn't your normal bass boats and trucks. All of these things, it's like NASCAR rolled into town with all the sponsors. But it's cool to see. They had their Coast Guard meeting yesterday for everybody to check out their boats to make sure everything is kosher and all good, so they can get out on the water and compete. So today was the first day of practice. So a lot of people going to be in and around the lake. Adam, excited about watching this tournament coming up this weekend.
Yeah, definitely. And how does that work? How many days of practice do you get? What day does the tournament officially start and those type things?
Today is the first official day of practice, and they'll practice today and tomorrow. And I think they may have part of a day on Wednesday, but they have their official tournament rules meeting on Wednesday afternoon at Central Alabama Community College. And then after that, the tournament will start on Thursday, and it'll be Thursday through Sunday. The top 110 anglers in the world will be fishing on Thursday and Friday. Then they'll cut to the top 50 on Saturday. The top 50 will fish there on Saturday, and then after that, the top 12 will fish on Sunday. Wow. So it'll get it down to 12 guys on Sunday. If you can make into that top 12, you're going to make some good money.
Definitely.
And you help yourself tremendously in the points. This is the first stop of the Elite Series for the 2018 season. So Lake Martin gets it all kicked off. A lot of excitement around the tournament, and we're excited to have it here in Alex City. It's just really a blessing to have an event like this in the Lake Martin area, on Lake Martin in Alex City, to be getting so much exposure.
Yeah, definitely. And you hit on the head. Everybody you see is talking about all the boats and traffic and stuff like that that's in and around town. And, of course, working with Sign Source and doing wraps and those type things, I notice all these boats and the designs and that kind of stuff. So it's really neat to see that because, we've done a couple of them out there, and also you kind of get some ideas of some stuff you might want to do later on. But
that's right.
It's really neat, and I'm kind of a nerd when it comes to that, just checking out the way they advertise and those type of things. So it's a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be there Saturday doing stuff with Sign Source and also just, hanging out and checking everything out.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity, again, for all of you out there that don't really know a lot about fishing. This is a great opportunity to come out and learn some more about it. And anytime you have the top 100, 110 of anything in the world come into your community, you need to come out and watch it. You need to participate and be a part of it and support it. And we're glad. And, I feel like with the success that we've had here in this city with bass tournaments and attracting the college and the high school guys, this has led to this tournament. And if there's a great turnout and people wrap their arms around this thing, they'll keep coming back to Lake Martin. But, these tournaments will continue to come in here. And you just think about all these guys and what came through here yesterday over at the Coast Guard meeting. I had somebody text me and said, man, does anybody realize how many millions of dollars are sitting right over there at Sportsplex right now? I mean, you look at the average rig, Adam. I mean, the truck and the boat combined is probably $150,000.
Crazy.
And there's 110 of them over there.
Yeah. I had talked with a guy the other day. He came in. He had one of Greg Vincent's old boats, and And I thought he was one of the fishermen. I was talking to him. He goes, "No, I actually won this one in a raffle a couple of years ago." He paid $100 and won Greg's boat and his trailer.
$65,000-$70,000.
How crazy is that?
Yeah.
How crazy is that?
That's a good deal. I bought 2 of those chances and didn't win anything.
Did
so
you? So he just took your money.
Yeah, I just donated $200. So, but it went to a good cause, and but yeah, that was a unique competition. But Greg was in a position where he could do that, and that's what some of these pros do. These Elite Series guys, they give back to communities. They support kids. They support all types of foundations, and they like to help raise money for maybe disabled children or whatever, the children that can't get out and enjoy the things that we can, Adam, on a normal basis without some assistance and some help. So a bunch of good guys. They're really approachable. They are the best in the world at what they do, but they're very approachable. They love for you to come up and talk to them. A lot of them have their families with them that travel with them. So it's a good opportunity for you to come out and meet some of these guys. So they'll be fishing on our home body. And, a lot of times I've grown up on this lake, Adam, fishing, and, you kind of have your way of doing things and kind of get stuck in a rut. Now you bring the best in the world out here, and it's going to be fun to watch, see how they do things.
Yeah, definitely. We're talking fishing a little bit. I know you've got a background in it. Whenever they start these practice days like this, what are the first things they're doing? Do they scope the lake out in any kind of way possible before? Or
yeah.
How does this start about scouting and finding their spots?
Well, they have an off-limits period, and they've had an opportunity to be on this lake several months prior to this.
Yeah.
So they get a chance to come when they can and ride around. Of course, it's 3-4 months out from the actual tournament day, so conditions are going to be different, all this kind of stuff. So you can't really, whatever's going on in September and October is not going to be what's going on in February.
Yeah,
they
exactly.
know that. So they just have to come, and they're basically scouting out, maybe charting some things, looking at where the main river channel is, and where's some good areas that they feel like set up for them in the styles of fishing that they like. And then when they come back here and they start official practice today, they start applying all that research they did and trying to target some areas that they feel like are good areas for them to compete. And so because it's such a broad lake, and you can't spend all your day running all over the lake.
So, all right, so say tomorrow, I think the high is 70 degrees, and we all know by Saturday it's probably going to be 20 again. Is that going to – will that affect where the fish will be?
Absolutely.
Or is there enough time in there between that?
The weather definitely affects it, and the rain that's coming in this week.
Yeah.
I mean, you may be fishing a creek that looks really good tomorrow and it comes in, it's clear. By Friday, it could be pure mud.
Yeah, you've really got to have a plan then going into
You do have to have a plan. You don't need to go in with just one plan and hope that works. You need to have plan A, B, and C, and possibly D and E, because all the different things and the elements that come into play can affect how you perform. So, and also being in one spot, you may have a good day on Thursday and go back to that spot and tank on Friday. I mean, you've got to have an area that will replenish with fish, not overfish an area.
Yeah.
Hope that you are on an area that somebody else isn't, and that there's not a lot of pressure in there. It's just a very, very competitive and mentally exhausting sport.
I bet so. I mean, I can imagine the pressure that goes into it, especially whenever you're a pound or two off or where it may be, and knowing that this is what you do for a living.
The second guessing of yourself out there, Adam, is crazy. And just the tournaments I've fished in on the smaller level, when you're fishing a spot and casting and you don't get any bites and you feel confident that they'll be there or you'll get a bite eventually, every time you cast and you don't get a bite, you're thinking to yourself, do I need to be somewhere else? Do I need to be? Am I wasting my time? And you're thinking, man, time's flying by. And then all of a sudden you decide to rip it up and pull up the trolling motor and head to that next spot.
Yeah.
And you go and you don't catch anything there and you go, man, I should have just stayed where I was. And, it's just a lot of second guessing that you go on. So what you got to do is prepare yourself just like you do in any sport, have a plan, and quit. Let all the peripheral stuff go away and stick to your plan the best you can. Be confident in it.
Yeah.
So it's all you can do.
It's amazing. I was talking to one of the fishermen. I'm not going to say his name because we was wrapping his boat, and he was telling about how he's in a tournament and he had the fish almost in the boat and they got away and it ended up being like a $40,000 fish right there.
It can.
Like that. I can imagine the frustration.
Very frustrating guy. We're going to go ahead and take a break here on the Lake Martin Sports Roundup. When we come back, we'll have Ed Collari with us from the Alex City Chamber of Commerce to talk about this tournament, what all went into attracting that tournament here to Alexander City. Stay tuned. More of the Sports Blitz Lake Martin Sports Roundup right after this.
A1 Four Seasons, a division of Jackson Refrigeration, is Central Alabama's Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer. With the summer months approaching, the temperatures are rising, and so will your power bill if you don't have one of the latest 410A heat pumps. With R22 Freon prices on the rise, now is the time to make the switch to a new, more efficient unit that will save you hundreds of dollars on your yearly power bill. Call A1 Four Seasons at 256-234-4457.
Gotta get to Gill's Auto Sales. We can finance, you got to get to Gill's. Selection and price, got to get to Gill's. Gotta get to Gill's. Cars that fit your budget. Service that no one around can beat. Stop by today and test drive the vehicle of your dreams. Gotta get to Gill's Auto Sales. We can finance you, gotta get to Gill's. Selection and price, gotta get to Gill's. Gotta get to Gill's.
Main Street Family Urgent Care.
Relief has a new address in Alexander City. Main Street Family Urgent Care is now open across from Walmart on Highway 280. From cuts, broken bones, strep throat, and flu, they can help you heal and feel better fast. Open 8 to 8 Monday through Friday, 8 to 6 on Saturday, and 1 to 6 on Sunday.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Heal better, feel better fast.
We have a promise to keep with this community, our pledge of respect for your family and your needs in every funeral arrangement.
A funeral is a time that calls for consideration.
For that reason, we won't consider anyone else.
For a full range of funeral services with sensitivity, compassion, and respect, call Radney Funeral Home at 256-234-2511 or Langley Funeral Home at 256-896-2571. Your hometown funeral homes.
At U.S. AmeriBank, there's something very different at the heart of what we do and who we are. It's a spirit that also defines our neighbors, local businesses, and communities. Building on our 116-year history in Alabama, U.S. AmeriBank provides something found nowhere else: craft banking. It's an unwavering commitment to handcrafted banking solutions that turns customers into enthusiastic fans. Visit usameribank.com or your local branch to discover the U.S. AmeriBank difference. U.S. AmeriBank. Banking on values. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Lake Martin Sports Roundup Show presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill. Brett Pritchard now alongside Ed Collari, the president of the Alexander City Chamber of Commerce. Ed, first of all, thanks for being up here tonight, and exciting time for Alex City with what's in town this week.
Yeah, no doubt. I appreciate you having me first and foremost, and it's here. I heard you talking a little bit earlier with the guys in town. They came in yesterday for the introductory preseason I guess, orientation, for lack of better terms, with the Coast Guard and doing the headshots for all the fishermen. You see all the wrap boats and all the other wrap trucks going around the community. The excitement's here. It's finally kind of kicking in now.
Yeah, a lot of people were talking yesterday. They were all the pros were in town at Walmart and various places, eating joints all around town, and people were running into them and talking to them. And it's like I told Adam just a minute ago. I said, these guys are very approachable, and they like for you to come up and talk to them. And they're the kind of guys that are they've made it on their own. They've worked their way up to this level, so they remember what it was like to be down there and grinding it out in smaller tournaments. But they are the best of the best and the best in the world, and to have them here in our community, to have all these trucks and boats coming through, and it just creates a lot of excitement. And the tournament will actually kick off on Thursday at Wind Creek. The blast off there, but the weigh-ins will be every day, Thursday through Sunday, at Wind Creek State Park. But Ed, I want to talk more about, instead of the logistics of the tournament, I want to talk about what it took to get it here. Obviously, they just don't wake up one morning and point to a community and say, hey, we want to go there and we're going to go to Lake Martin. It's a lot of legwork, a lot of things that have to come together, and people have to agree upon things for tournaments like this to come to town. And we've been able to host some big college and high school tournaments in this area the last 3 years, and I think Bass saw that, and that's what attracted them to look at Alex City maybe possibly as bringing the big guys to our area.
Couldn't agree with you more. And I think what you do, and I think you've been probably the most instrumental part of the whole process. They just don't pick a random lake and then decide to bring the top 110 fishermen in the entire world there. I think it has been a slow but steady buildup. They see what goes on from the high school side, the college side, which I know you're heavily involved in. They see the participation levels. And those tournaments just continue to grow and grow and grow. I know from a chamber perspective, we partnered with the Alabama Bass Trail. We'll be hosting that event next month for the 3rd year.
And that's another great event that's been coming here that you guys have been the head on for a long time.
Yep, and the past 2 years now, that is sold out, and they're already sold out again this year.
They are.
So it feels like every tournament that's been hosted on our lake is seeing growing or has maxed out as far as participation. So I think that caught the eye of Bassmaster. Bass is based in Birmingham, so they're right up the street, very familiar with our lake. And, of course, our lake we're very, very proud of for the size, the access to it, how clean it is. I think just how welcoming the community is plays a big part of it too. But from just a logistical standpoint, we started with an RFP, a request for proposal, about this time last year. And then we had some meetings, which I know you were involved in. I think I brought you in from day one just with your experience, your exposure. We had a work session, which was open to the public with the Alexander City Council. Luckily, the leadership at the city was very in favor of it. They had their questions, wanted to make sure they did their due diligence, and we did that in an open public forum. And then once we submitted that request, Bassmaster agreed to move forward with it, and we received the funding from the city to do so. Hosting a tournament like this, we put in an $85,000 request from the city council, blessed to have their support, $75,000 of which is an entry fee for that tournament. But I think with what it brings in an economic impact return on your investment, it goes beyond anything that can really be quantified and definitely far exceeds that initial investment. So, and now we're here. That felt like forever ago that we had those discussions. We all sat around the table, and city council and the mayor were asking us if we thought this was the right direction to go, and it was an overwhelming yes. From the exposure it creates to the community. And here in a couple of days, we're going to have the top 110 fishermen in the world on our lake and our community. And
it's going to bring in people from outside of our community, not just these guys that are fishing, but, they have to stay places. They're going to buy our stuff here. Just the exposure. And I know the initial investment, is a big investment. But, man, the research that we all did, the research that we talked about in those meetings that we provided, Ed, that showed the return on what these communities actually bring in from a tournament this size and the exposure. Look, you got communities fighting over these guys. They only have 8 or 9 stops a year. And so you got communities that they're vying for these tournaments every single year, and some communities more than not get some return more quickly than others do. And this is a good opportunity, I think, and I think we're going to see the results, Ed, of how good of an influx this is going to be in really kind of a lull period for a lot of people. January, February is kind of a downward swing month. You're coming off Christmas, and it's not just in Out City, it's all these communities. People just don't have as much money, and they want to hesitate on spending it because they just spent a bunch in December.
Yep.
I think you're going to see the jolt. I think you're going to see what this tournament's going to do for this community.
And it's one of those things, too. It's tough to quantify sometimes the exact return on investments. And you mentioned the research that was done, and we reached out to a couple of communities where Bassmaster had hosted events before, and they actually partnered with some local colleges and had some kids as part of their MBA do some real quantitative research, and those numbers were anywhere from 1.1 to kind of $2.8 million in investment. But you talk about these guys, they're professionals. They don't just show up week of tournament. They're here months in advance.
They are.
So it's tough to really tell when they're here throughout last summer, last fall, staying in hotels, buying gas, buying food. You talk about the spectators that are going to come in and follow these guys around the lake, the hotels. I think we have 317 hotel rooms in Alexander City. They're all booked out right now, which is great for the community. And that's
right.
A full week of it. And then you look at it's broadcast nationally on ESPN. How do you create that kind of ROI, that exposure? The nice benefit that we have is we're the first tournament of the year, so our broadcast will be on for the rest of the year instead of being one of the later tournaments.
That's right.
And you're only broadcast for the last couple
That's
months of the
point.
year. So all year long, whenever they're replaying Bassmaster events, Lake Martin's going to be prominently shown to people around the world, and it's tough to put a dollar figure on that kind of investment.
You can't put one on that kind of investment, Ed. And then, again, you go back, and I think you brought something to the attention that maybe I haven't brought up yet is that they don't just come in for a week. The pageantries right now, but the work and the time and the effort and the research and the practice has been going on for months, and those dollars add up too. And so that this week's just kind of the icing on the cake, the culmination, the bringing in of the fans, the expo and all that goes on. So a lot of time, a lot of work, a lot of effort by a lot of people to make this come together. Before I let you go, Ed, this week, Wednesday's the meeting.
Yes, sir.
You and I are fortunate enough to be marshals. We're excited about that. We'll be riding along with one of these pros. Don't know who we're going to be riding with yet, but we'll be riding along with them on Thursday and Friday at least. And then on Saturday, they'll cut to the top 50, and then the top 12 on Sunday. The expo will be down at Wind Creek all week, though, Thursday through Sunday. We want to encourage everybody to go down there and check it out.
Definitely. We made all the events we partnered with. I did want to thank, I got an opportunity to thank the City Council for funding, but I also want to thank Bruce Adams and his team out at Wind Creek State Park because they have been fantastic to work with. This is nothing new to them hosting these tournaments, but they do such a good job. We're able to get all folks who want to go out there this weekend or Thursday through Sunday free of charge to come on out for the weigh-ins. We'll have an expo out there. The Bassmaster folks are out there Thursday through Sunday. We'll have some more local vendors out Saturday and Sunday. Got our fingers crossed. I looked at the weather when I got here. It's not looking all that wonderful, but hopefully that can change. And, just come on out. It's a great event. You mentioned these guys. They remind me kind of like hockey players. Probably the most friendly, engaging of any sports profession that I've encountered. And they're just real open, and it's just a great family-friendly event. There'll be some good food out there, and just glad and honored to have it in Alex City.
Yes, we are, Ed. And, again, I want to thank you and your staff and everybody for the vision and to push for an event like this. It's been, I think, since 2001, 2002, since we've had a tournament on any type of level close to this. And I don't think it was anywhere near this, but to have this event, the top event of its kind, to come to our lake and the exposure, a lot of credit goes to what you guys did as far as promoting that and pushing that. We appreciate it.
No, thank you. Like I said, you were instrumental in the process as well, so I appreciate your support and kind of holding my hand through the process. So,
well, Ed, thank you for being up here tonight.
Appreciate it.
Look forward to a good, exciting week. I want you to come out and be part of it down at Wind Creek State Park. Stay tuned. More of the Lake Martin Sports Roundup presented by JR's right after this.
New year, new you.
It's the Start Something New sales event going on now at Bassmasters in Alex City.
It's cold outside,
but the deals are hot inside.
Save up to $13,000 on remaining 2017 Ram 1500 Crew Cab Laramie 4x4.
If you ain't happy,
ain't nobody happy.
2018 Jeep Cherokee Latitude Package, only $19,700.
On the web at BuySchryslerDodge.com.
What's behind the CA?
A world full of opportunities.
Where are you now? Where are you going?
Where do you want to be?
These are all important in determining your path in life.
More importantly, why be ordinary
when you can be extraordinary?
At Central Alabama Community College, you can be anything you wish to be.
Don't put your future on hold and don't settle for less than excellence.
We are Central Alabama Community College.
Central to you.
Central to your success.
Whether it's a dream house or corporate real estate, Concrete has the skill, expertise, and talent to exceed your expectations. Trust Concrete to build a foundation for your future. Our work ethic and dedication are always in keeping the competition on their toes. We specialize in residential and commercial development in the Coosa, Talladega, and Shelby County areas. Call us today for your next project, 256-245-4211, or check us out on the web at con-crete.com.
If you've ever wanted a Lexus, now is your opportunity at the Rhinehart Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event, the time of the year to get savings on the Lexus you want. With extra inventory, the selection is better than ever on the most popular models. Save thousands with low monthly payments and special financing. Get 0% APR on the ES for 60 months. At Rhinehart Lexus, an opportunity like this only knocks once a year. So find your Lexus today at Rhinehart Lexus, where you'll feel like family.
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do-It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace. Smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do-It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
If you've been putting off that new heating and air unit in your home because of the upfront expenses, Williams Plumbing of Alexander City now has primary financing from Synchrony and can now install brand new heating and cooling systems with zero down, longer terms, and a competitive rate. Call Williams Plumbing at 256-329-8488 and get a free quote and terms and upgrade up to $35,000 in work with approved credit. Williams Plumbing stands behind their work with on-time affordable service for all your heating and air needs, as well as plumbing for zero down financing and great service. Williams Plumbing.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports Blitz Lake Martin Sports Roundup Show presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill. Adam, I want to thank Ed Collari for being back up here with us to talk about the Bassmaster Elite Series tournament that's in town and all the things that went into it. You know, we can talk about the tournament this week, but, you know, the behind-the-scenes stuff, what it takes to get an event like that to come to your community is probably what goes unnoticed a lot of times, and a lot of work on his part and his vision and what he's done since he's moved to Alex City and really embraced everything here and owned it and really promoted it. It just shows that he cares and wants to bring events like this to Alex City as often as he can.
Yeah, definitely. It's something that's probably taken years just to get it 4 days. You know what I mean?
That's right.
But it's completely worth it, though, having this much exposure and this much of, I guess, tourism, everything coming in this area. So I'm excited about it. I can't wait.
Hey, we'll give an update on our girls basketball team. They just finished the first round in the regional tournament in basketball. They defeat Opelika 40-16.
Wow!
So not really that close of a game.
We're talking about these girls.
I mean,
they have a good team. They have a chance.
They do. I mean, I feel good about it, and you know, they've really played some tough opponents, and that's what happens when you play tough teams. You get into the postseason, and you get into sectional tournament, or regional tournament and sub-regional tournament. I mean, it really can help you as far as you know, no different in college or pro when they play a tough schedule. High school in football, you play a tough schedule, you get to the playoffs, you know what it's like to play tough opponents. So congratulations to our girls basketball team. That update there from Lizzie Arbogast there with the Outlook as she tweets constantly through these games, which gives everybody an up-to-minute idea of what's going on. But, you know, Adam, we'd be remiss not to talk about maybe one of the biggest events that we've had happen in this community ever, and that happened this past weekend, Super Bowl Sunday. The day before, they announced Terrell Owens inducted into the Hall of Fame. He made it, voted in as a Hall of Fame member, and you can't say enough about that. Randy talked about this today on Auburn Blitz, and I thought this was interesting. I may be off a little bit. I don't remember exactly. But I think he said there's 318 members in the NFL Hall of Fame, and that's not just players now. That's coaches, that's broadcasters, that's everything. And there's, I think, 28,000 high schools in this country.
It's crazy.
And Benjamin Russell has a Hall of Fame.
That's crazy.
So think about that just a little bit. And I'm going to pull up some stats for Terrell Owens here that we talked about on the show today. But, you know, just your thoughts, Adam, third time being nominated for the Hall of Fame, doesn't get in the first 2 times, but gets in now.
It's well deserved.
It's well deserved.
I mean, I think it's pretty much obvious. I think everybody in sports media and everything, or follow sports, knew too that the reason why I didn't off the bat is because of, I guess, the perception that they had of him. But you're looking at a guy.
Is that about silly though?
Is
that maybe one of the silliest
Never
reasons?
had any kind of off the field issues. Never had anything to that extent. But some people didn't like the way he went about doing things. But you can't deny his numbers. You can't deny what he brought to the game and the impact that he made, and it's just well deserved. And if he would have got snubbed this year, then there would have been a real issue for real.
Yeah, I really felt like it was a joke that they didn't do it the first time. But for whatever reason, we talked about that. What is the set of criteria? What makes a player? After he's accomplished what he's accomplished, I'm going to read off his accomplishments in the NFL. Played 16 seasons in the NFL. First of all, that's a feat in itself.
Yeah, you're talking about a league who averages 1-2 years max. It's like the average.
And he played 16
seasons, and
I know
played at level 2.
I know a lot of grown people out in just the real world out here working jobs that didn't work 16 years in one place ever.
I'm telling you.
So, so he's out there getting hit right in the jaw and in the back and everywhere else, taking shots from the top players in the world.
Yeah.
for 16 years, the toll that takes on you physically. But he only went out there and amassed 15,934 receiving yards to put him at second all time on the list.
If you look at it, he's a couple dollars short of having 1,000 yards a year, which is crazy.
Amazing. Third all-time in receiving. And think about that, though. Some of those seasons toward the end, he's not playing as much.
Exactly.
He's not getting out there that much. Third all-time in receiving with touchdowns with 153. I mean, he's behind guys like Jerry Rice. I mean, that's the only guy he trailed in receiving yards.
Yep.
So, and he played with Jerry Rice for a long time in San Francisco when Jerry Rice was the man and he was the lead receiver. So, Terrell Owens kind of took that role over when Jerry Rice left San Francisco and went to Oakland and kind of ended his career. But, Terrell just – he's a guy that you look at his career off the field, he never had any problems.
So there's two stats right there you just said.
That's right.
And he's almost averaging at least throughout every single season of his career, at least 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns every year.
A year.
But he got snubbed twice getting in.
Yeah, it just
crazy.
It didn't really make any sense. And look, I told Randy on Auburn Blitz today, I said, I don't mean to be morbid, don't mean for this to sound just, bad, but, if people were trying to prove a point and they kept him out, what if he had been in a car accident
Seriously.
or, had passed away for some odd reason and never got in, while he was still here? I mean, what a travesty that'd be. I mean, so I don't think people think about that a lot of times when they're trying to say, well, he just didn't really do the things we wanted him to do and he wasn't the teammate we wanted him to be, so we're going to wait and make him wait it out for 2 or 3 years.
Is the NFL Hall of Fame, is that vote handled the same way as majority of like Major League Baseball and stuff like that, where sports writers and all that kind of stuff vote in?
It is.
There's your problem right there. You're talking about guys who's never played the game, that all they've done is sit there and observe the entire time. So of course that's what they know, because they're not going to cover the great seasons.
They're covering all that junk.
Exactly. They're going to cover them doing sit-ups in the driveway or whatever else. And they rub them the wrong way. But that just shows how flawed that whole system with Hall of Fame vote and everything else.
Well, we talked about it with Roger Clemens and Barry Bonds. If they're not going to get in, Adam, just quit putting them on the ballot.
Seriously.
I mean, just quit wasting everybody's time if they're going to get 38% of the vote every year and everybody goes, well, there's just no chance of them getting in. Well, just quit wasting everybody's time and quit putting them on the ballot.
And if you're not going to put them in, then take off the ones, too, that's in there as who's gotten called or had suspicion, too. I mean, you got to choose one way or another.
Because Roger Clemens is probably the best pitcher, one of the best pitchers of all time. He's got 8 Cy Youngs. I mean, just a load of accolades. He's not going to get in. Barry Bonds technically owns the home run record. Nobody really recognizes it from a Major League Baseball. See, all of that era just messed baseball up because baseball is such a stats-driven sport.
I think baseball was better.
Do what now?
I think baseball was better during then.
Was better during all that.
Yes.
Well, I mean, from
Juice
a from a perspective of that, but I think the stats deal. They what Major League Baseball did, Adam, is they turned a blind eye because their ratings went up, and then they realized they had a problem, and they had to rein it back in. Well, now you've got this little era in baseball that's called the
where numbers are just ridiculous.
They're just skewed, and it doesn't make any sense. And
it's really funny because you look at it now too, and you look at what great seasons are now.
I mean, your record holders are not even getting in the Hall of Fame. So what are records anymore?
Seriously, and you're looking at the home run race last year. I think Aaron Judge was getting close to 50, and Stanton was at 50. And everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, this is great!" It's like, y'all remember when Barry Bonds hit 70? Like, you remember when Sosa and McGuire were back to back every game?
McGuire either struck out or hit it out.
I mean,
when a guy like that comes to the plate and he hits it either out of the park or strikes out, there's it was Sammy Sosa McGuire every night you wanted to see.
And people can say what they want to about it and talk about how they hated that happened, everything, but they know good and well that was the most entertaining thing in the world to follow. Whenever you were trying to find, what's McGuire going to do? Sosa hit 3 today. What's McGuire going to do? He'll hit 4. I mean, that was so much fun.
It was.
But
it was.
And I understand why they want to change it and get back to the way it should be.
It lost its purity.
It's crazy.
And look, baseball's recovered, man. The last two World Series have been just out of this world.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. This past year, you didn't have to be a Houston Astros fan or a Los Angeles Dodgers fan to just love and appreciate that.
Playoffs have been great.
It's unbelievable,
regular
man.
season.
Whew. And that Houston Astros team, if you could not get excited about watching that group, I'm sorry, you don't have a pulse. You probably want to be watching sports. But again, congratulations to Terrell Owens. Phenomenal career. Benjamin Russell High School Wildcat, one of very few in the Hall of Fame, and Benjamin Russell High School has a Hall of Fame. And that is, again, a very elite club to be part of. Only 318 in the NFL Hall of Fame, and one of them heralds from right here at Benjamin Russell High School. So big-time stuff there, Adam. Congratulations to Terrell Owens. We're going to stop and take another break. When we come back, we'll continue these discussions and talk a little bit more about things going on in the Lake Martin area. Stay tuned. More of the Sports Blitz, Lake Martin Sports Roundup right after this.
At A&M Plumbing, you can count on us for dependable, quality service. Our staff is professional, neat, clean, and courteous. We're a fully licensed and insured plumbing company. Call on A&M Plumbing for any plumbing, sewer, or septic problems. We provide a comprehensive line of plumbing repair and installation services to keep your home's plumbing systems in top order. When you need plumbing service, call on the professionals at A&M Plumbing. Service at its best, when you need it most.
Whether it's a walk-off home run, a game-winning touchdown, or a buzzer beater, make sure Jay's Sports Grill is in your lineup. Located in downtown Sylacauga and a short drive from Highway 280, Jay's has the food you're looking for. Whether it's wings, fingers, burgers, or salads, they have it all. Come bring your family for a great meal, come hang out with your friends for the big game, or call them at 256-207-0700 to place your order. Make sure Jay's Sports Grill is in your lineup.
We have a promise to keep with this community, our pledge of respect for your family and your needs in every funeral arrangement.
A funeral is a time that calls for consideration.
For that reason, we won't consider anyone else.
For a full range of funeral services with sensitivity, compassion, and respect, call Radney Funeral Home at 256-234-2511 or Langley Funeral Home at 256-896-2571, your hometown funeral homes.
So, you may not know it, but you've seen our work everywhere. For a combined 50 years, SignSource has been Central Alabama's premier option for all your sign needs. Custom signs for your business, club, or organization, wraps and decals for your vehicle or boat, full-color banners for your big sale, or a photo collage on canvas for grandma, all with fast, friendly, prompt service. Check out our website at signsourcenow.com, 888-533-6758. Go straight to the source. SignSource.
At US AmeriBank, there's something very different at the heart of what we do and who we are. It's a spirit that also defines our neighbors, local businesses, and communities. Building on our 116-year history in Alabama, US AmeriBank provides something found nowhere else: craft banking. It's an unwavering commitment to handcrafted banking solutions that turns customers into enthusiastic fans. Visit usameribank.com or your local branch to discover the US AmeriBank difference. US AmeriBank. Banking on values. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is the Lake Martin area's complete automotive solution. At Walls, you'll find a dedicated staff offering top quality service from routine maintenance to a full engine overhaul and everything in between. Brian Walls and the folks at Walls Tire are local folks that you know, and they provide the best service, always at a fair price. Find out what the rest of the Lake Martin area already knows. Walls Tire is the Lake Martin area's complete automotive solution. Just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports Blitz Lake Martin Sports Roundup show presented by JR's Sports Bar and Grill. As we were just talking to several people here in JR's, the winter sports are tailing down and the spring sports are picking up. And just as we talked about at the lead of the show, we got the regional basketball tournaments going on. Wrestling's got sectionals coming up this weekend in Montgomery, down at Garrett Coliseum now, not at Crampton Bowl, not at the multiplex, but at Garrett Coliseum. So moved it to a little bit bigger venue, ran into some issues with it being a little bit small, being at the multiplex, which is a nice facility, but had to move it to a place that's a little bit bigger. So going to be out at Garrett Coliseum there, Adam. But a lot of things going on with athletics in all of our sports here and all of our teams around this area. Obviously, we didn't say it. I can't believe we ain't talked about this yet. Really just all the stuff going on. Danny Horn. Is not going to be the coach at Benjamin Russell any longer, and I
think we were trying to.
That's right.
Hide that.
Well, maybe we were just kind of hoping that was a was a fallacy, but
it was a bad dream.
Yeah, it was a bad dream, but we're going to miss Coach Horn. If any of you out there that have your head in the sand missed this, he's going back to Clay County. He's not going back to the school he coached at because the school he coached at's no longer there, Clay County High School, but he's going to coach at Central High School of Clay County, and, he's going to return to a place that is home for him. He spent 9 really good years here at Benjamin Russell. Really did.
He spent 9 years.
9 years here, man. So
good gracious,
tell
really?
me about it. Tell me about it. So time does fly.
Now that blows my mind. Like, we talk about how fast everything's moving, and I'd keep up with it or whatever else, but 9 years.
Got here in 2009.
God.
So it is amazing how fast it goes by. But Coach Horn, one of the top coaches in the state, already a Hall of Famer. He's 13 wins shy of 300. So now the search begins for a new coach here at Benjamin Russell to lead our program. And we wish nothing but the best to Coach Horn and his family as his wife continues to battle cancer. And we continue to pray for her. And so we wish him nothing but the best and them nothing but the best. And, Coach Horn called me the day after the announcement, and he and I have grown to be pretty good friends over the years and doing the show together and all. And he said, Brett, there's only one place I would have left Benjamin Russell for, and it's this one. And he said, I'm serious. He said, I mean that with all my heart. And he said, I've made a lot of great friends here. He said, Alex City's been great to me. He said, it was my dream job, to come here. He said, I was able to fulfill that dream. He said, I retired last year and coached Benjamin Russell, and now he said, I feel like the Lord's leading me back home. And I said, I said, if you're going to follow a man, that's the one to follow.
There you go.
I don't think he's going to lead you in the wrong direction. So, just a great guy, great coach, cares about his kids. Central Clay's getting a really good coach up there to follow Chris Herron, who really coached under Danny Horn while he's at Ashland. So learned a lot from Coach Horn. So they've got a lot of roots up there. So it's a good thing all the way around.
It is. It's going to be interesting, though. I'm interested to see the direction that we go as a program now. Danny Horn he's probably
a legend.
He's one of the best coaches I've ever seen. The way he was able to, whenever he was at Clay County, I watched him a lot there, and they ran the under center, the wishbone, and options, stuff like that. But the way he came here and he adjusted his team each year to the players that he had was simply amazing. He had a great defense every year. What he brought to the table on seasons we thought we might not have the best team.
That's right.
You can't.
This year was kind of a surprise, to be honest. Really overachieved in the regular season, went 8-2, and then get a big win against Opelika at home, beat Minor, and lost your last two to a very good Beauregard team and a Wetumpka team that went to play in the state championship game and got beat by one of the best quarterbacks in the country in Bo Nix. So nothing to hold your head down there about if you're Wetumpka, but just a really, really good, just a really good season overall, and a lot of people really didn't expect to see happening or see coming, to be honest with you, and that just tells you a lot about Coach Horn and his coaching staff and the work that they put in, Adam, and the time behind the scenes. It's like kind of what we were talking about with Ed and his staff. Game day, all the hay's in the barn. You just got that's the time to go out and have fun. All the work goes in during the week and the months and the time and the preparation that goes in to making that team what it was. But Coach Horn told me before the season started this year, he said, "Man, I don't know what our record's going to be, but he said, I'm telling you, we're going to be better."
Yeah.
And he said it may not show in the record, but he said the kids, the attitude, the work ethic in the weight room, he said it's night and day. And he said, last year they had a sour taste in the mouth. They knew that we weren't a 3-8 program.
Yep.
And he said he said the kids owned it. He said, nothing that we preached, nothing we did. He said they just owned it. And he said when they owned it, it showed on the field. And so that's the kind of motivation though Danny Horn has to players, and that's why he's won 287 football games in state history and is already in the Hall of Fame and is a 6-time state champion. So
I just hope everyone in this area didn't take winning for granted, because
that's right.
It's hard to win football games in 6A football, and he did an outstanding job. It's going to be interesting to see the direction we head into next, but all you can do is tip your hat to him. Be grateful for the time that he spent here, because I enjoy watching him. I thought he was awesome.
Well, I'm going to say this. I think that Benjamin Russell, and we'll shift out of that and talk about the search. You know, the search will go on. This community, the fire for success in our football program, what Benjamin Russell's job title means to a lot of people in the state. They'll get a ton of great candidates. We got great candidates on staff. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I know Kevin Smith's been there a long time. You know, you've got a guy that moved over here to the middle school to lead that program and has done a great job over there. And my son loved Coach Rusall. I'm sure he'll apply. I don't know. I mean, I'm just speculating. But there's a lot of great coaches that are in this community that have been here and that are lifers and that know this program and know this community and would be great coaches. And you know, this committee's going to have a hard decision because there's going to be a lot of great names that come in. But that's a good thing. Yep. That's a good thing. You're at a program that people want to be at, and it's a top priority. And when this job comes open, people want to be part of it. Yep. And so that means you're in a good area, in a good place, and you're at a good program. So, you know, I feel confident that the administration and the community, the members that are going to be on the committee and all will come together and make the right decision.
Yep. There's a lot to do, too, because spring football is right around the corner, and you want to have all that in place and ready to go.
Yeah, I would think it would be sooner than later they make a hire there.
Definitely.
So, a lot of interesting stuff. But, again, we want to say best wishes to Coach Danny Horn, big fan, good friend. You know, did a lot of great things here at this school, and we wish you nothing but the best at Central Clay. And I told him, like I told him on the phone, I said I'll be pulling for you every single game except one. But anyway, great.
So is Central Clay on the schedule?
They are.
They are they? Oh,
It'll be interesting. It'll be a fun one. That game just got a lot more interesting, even if it wasn't interesting already.
That rivalry's kind of been heating up over the years anyway.
Man, and this is going to add to it a little bit.
Gracious.
That'll be a fun week up here.
On the coaching search, one of the questions got to be, are you prepared to beat Danny Horn next year? Because we'll have to beat him. We're going to have to.
Yeah, that's right. I told Coach, I said, hey, you know, Coach is one of those guys that's real humble. He's like, well, you know, we got along. I said, look, I've listened to you for 9 years. You can't sell me on that anymore. I'm not buying it. So we're going to take our final break here on the Lake Martin Sports Roundup and wrap it up here from JR's after that. Stay tuned. More of the Lake Martin Sports Roundup right after this.
With the boat season winding down and the weather getting cooler, it's time to let Alex City Marine on Cherokee Road and winterize your boat and get ready for the off-season. The good guys can make all your off-season repairs, winterization, and upgrades easy and on budget. Remember, now's the best time for used boat prices and selection, and you can even pre-order next year's Landau pontoons and quality Suzuki outboards to get the perfect fit for next spring. Service, sales, and value all this off-season at the place the locals know, Alex City Marine. And don't forget to order your 2018 Manitou pontoons now.
Lng Advertising Agency offers a comprehensive marketing solution tailored to each of our clients' needs. We are a full-service marketing firm offering website design and development, video production, social media marketing, search engine optimization, and overall branding that includes logo design, brochures, mailouts, and more. Our experienced team of marketing professionals would love to come up with a marketing strategy that will deliver results for you and your business. Learn more at lngadagency.com or call today to start at 256-825-0197.
Lyman Ward Military Academy is currently accepting applications for fall enrollment, with cadets reporting on August 19th. New drone and STEM programs added to the curriculum for the 2017 and 18 school year. If you're looking for structure, one-on-one academic help, athletic excellence, as well as leadership training, Lyman Ward is the school for you. For more information, visit our website at lwma.org or call our admissions director, Wynn Fletcher, at 256-675-6269.
Why buy your next car from Lynch Nissan of Orange?
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do-It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace, smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do-It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
When you're born, you're really young. You're like
0 years old. My grandma tells me to quit growing up so fast. But what can I do about it? My mom keeps throwing me birthday parties.
Russell Medical, comprehensive care in your corner of the world.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports Blitz Lake Martin Sports Roundup Show. Closing it out here at JR Sports Bar and Grill, last segment of the program. Adam, we'll shift gears. We'll talk a little bit about stuff going around the state and around the country. Obviously, last night, the Super Bowl. What'd you think, real quick, just off the hoof, that game between the Eagles and the Patriots? A crazy game, but another great Super Bowl, though.
It was. I think it was the most yardage in points in the Super Bowl, and I think the most yardage in history of the league in any game. I thought Tom Brady did pretty much everything he had to do to win.
Threw for 500-plus yards, 3 touchdowns. They didn't punt the football and lost. How do you do that?
And all you hear today is, well, Tom Brady didn't win a Super Bowl. Tom Brady, like he
now
did
let me just say
pretty
this:
much everything he could.
It's not his fault, but I will say this about Tom Brady.
all.
I think he handled himself about as poorly after the game as you could.
He's just a winner, Brett.
Yeah, well, he is a winner, but he was a is that what you want to teach your kids to pout and walk out?
It's TB12 though.
You want to pout and walk away after you've held up the Lombardi Trophy 5 times, but somebody beats you, you're not even going to go across the field and shake the other guy's hand.
The man, the myth, the legend.
I mean, he's a bum, Adam. He walked out. I mean, is that what you want to do? I mean, do you like that image?
I've had bad days at work and just left. I didn't tell everybody bye.
I mean, that's not a bad day at work.
It is.
I mean, I'm really kind of shocked that you would support
No,
that.
I really don't. I'm not a Tom Brady fan at all. I'm not surprised.
I
I'm
like
so
Tom
used
Brady
to it.
what he does on the field, but I mean, it's like what Randy and I talked about today. I mean, man, you want to be classified as the GOAT.
I'm surprised he didn't cuss the coach out of the way.
Well,
That's what he usually does.
Bill Belichick
he gets away with
cussed
it.
him out.
That's what I figured it happened. So.
If you want to be the greatest of all time, act like the greatest of all time. Look, I know it. Look, as a competitor, it stinks to lose. You hate to lose, but, man, go shake Nick Foles' hand, dude. What a story that is over across the way.
Napoleon Dynamite over there did not care about shaking Brady's hand.
Let me tell you something. Nick Foles, man, is a class act.
All right, so who's going to spend everything that they got to trade for him next year?
He made himself a lot of money last night. I mean, a ton of money.
Be weary. Be weary.
But the man just won 3 games and won a Super Bowl.
And he played outstanding. I think 9 touchdowns, one pick in the playoffs.
You can be weary all you want to.
Over 1,000 yards.
How many NFL teams right now would love to have a guy that said they won a Super Bowl?
Oh, yeah. You can't deny his numbers. He threw for 1,000 yards.
He won the game because of his
1 pick.
performance last night. I mean, he was on point.
No doubt. He threw some back shoulder fade. He's throwing some nice passes, put him right in
windows
there.
and all.
He looked like a pro quarterback.
I just wish because I like Tom Brady, I really do, and I just wish he'd have handled himself a little bit better. I mean, he's gone out on that field and he's held that trophy up more times than he's not, and to just jog off into the tunnel. It's just a spoiled little kid.
I've never been a Brady fan. I mean, I've never really liked him. He just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. But
I think he's kind of a personable guy in the press, and the way he handles himself. But last night he just really he put a stain on that. I'll be honest with you.
Is this the first time you ever noticed it? I mean,
it's not. But I'm just saying. I mean, at least other times he's walked over and shook Eli's hand. When Eli took his name.
Yeah.
Let me just say that. But I just think that. I just think for some reason that they just knew that this game was already a win. They're like, man, we're playing the Eagles, dude.
I pretty much thought that too. Yeah, I did too. I think everybody did.
But I love the way Peterson coached that game.
Yeah,
he coached to win the game.
Crazy.
He didn't coach to say, well, we're glad we're here and all this kind. They got down there on 4th down. They went for it.
Yeah.
Ran a play, unbelievable play, scored. In the 4th quarter. It's 4th down. They go for it with 5 minutes on their side of the field.
On their own 40.
They went to win the game. And how dumb is that rule?
Yeah.
That you got to stop for 10, 15 minutes. The guy catches the ball at the 5 and runs into the end zone and dives and hits the ground, and they got to go look at it to see if it was a catch. I mean, that is the dumbest thing.
And the way they were talking like it was going to be reversed.
Yeah, it was.
If they would have reversed that call.
What do you think the people in Pittsburgh are thinking right now?
gosh.
They lost the AFC. They weren't there because of that play.
Yeah. Do you know? I know Philly burned the town down and everything, but you know what would have happened if they had lost and because of that? I mean, really, if they would have overturned that, I was going to turn it off and just not watch it.
I tweeted. I said, if the NFL misses this one,
there has to be a common sense rule, right?
There has to be a common sense. And then this deal with catch the ball and he becomes a runner and all this. I mean, can we just not can we just go back and simplify the game? If the guy catches it and makes a move upfield, it's a catch.
He caught it on the 5, took 3 steps and dove, and they were reviewing
Since when was it not a rule? Why did the NFL take the rule out? It's when the ball crosses the plane to the goal line.
Yeah.
That it's not
exactly.
plays over.
Exactly. I was wondering the same thing too.
I mean, I thought it died after that. But
it was.
The NFL just tries to create rules.
All right. So, what were your thoughts on the halftime show? Do you like Justin Timberlake?
Justin Timberlake's just an entertainer. He didn't really put a lot of stuff into it. It was just him singing.
Did you like the Prince tribute when they lit the stadium, the city?
That was cool.
That was kind of cool.
That was cool.
Yeah, that's kind of.
You know, the thing about that is, everybody's looking for the wow. I mean, I guess that was the wow factor, but Timberlake's just so popular.
You know what wow factor they were looking for, though? Remember the last time he did Super Bowl?
Oh, yeah. Janet Jackson.
Yeah, that was the wow factor they were looking for.
Maybe that's why he tamed it down a lot. So, I mean, he's like, no, we probably ain't going to have that happen again.
Yeah, that was the wow factor they were looking for.
He should have just brought a rack out there just to see what everybody would say.
Right when it started, no.
Here we go.
You know, he actually started the show with the song that he did that on. I read it. I don't keep up with Justin Timberlake.
I was about to say, if you remember that,
no.
I was going to be a little concerned.
Of course, Twitter's quick with stuff like that. So that's what they were talking about. But
Twitter is quick. I mean, you end up missing a lot of the event because you're watching Twitter.
You do, and they've already got it photoshopped, and they already got memes out
and everything. It's
awesome.
It's just crazy, man.
Awesome.
The world we live in. But I thought, okay, Super Bowl's okay. Let's shift over. Alabama and Auburn basketball. Alabama gets a big win on the road at Florida. Really kind of shocked me, to be honest. Who is that team?
We lost to Missouri the game before at home.
And then go to Florida and blow them out.
About 15.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
What team are we watching?
I don't know. I think it's just an identity crisis at Alabama right now in basketball. You just don't know what you're going to get when they go on the floor.
Alabama's that team that'll go in and they'll look really good in the tournament, and they'll get blown out by like a 15 seed that nobody ever see coming. You know, and it's like, and if it happens, you just be like, well. I guess about right.
I can't be surprised.
Can't expect anything.
On the flip side, Auburn, man, number 8 in the country.
I'm hearing the talk of a number 2 seed.
Well, that's what they're saying. You know, that's bad luck. Talking about getting beat by a 15. You know, there's been several 15s beat a 2 before.
A 2 seed.
But there's never been a number 1 seed lose.
A 2 seed.
Crazy. I mean, when I was at Auburn, 98, 99.
And you're going to fire your coach at the end of the season.
Well, I mean, only at Auburn, man. Only at Auburn. That's all I can tell you. But number 8, big win against Vanderbilt. Got another game that's coming up week against Texas A&M.
You just look dominant in every performance, though.
Well, I mean,
it's not like you're just winning these games.
You know how basketball is. You can kind of can fade out on you. You got to keep the momentum going.
I've been waiting because you don't have a dominant big guy, so you're hitting a lot of shots. So I've been kind of waiting all season for that to kind of die off, and it hadn't. Every game.
We'll see how it all plays out, man. But it's been a lot of fun up here at JR Sports Bar and Grill. Going to wrap it up here. And, again, encourage you to come up here and take part. Eat the food. It's great. The community service that they give is phenomenal. And we appreciate them being our corporate partner. For Adam Blankenship, I'm Brett Pritchard saying we've enjoyed it. We hope you have. See you next week.
New year, new you.
It's the Start Something New sales event going on now at Bassmasters in Alex City.
It's cold outside,
but the deals are hot inside.
Save up to $13,000 on remaining 2017 Ram 1500 Crew Cab Laramie 4x4.
If you ain't happy,
ain't nobody happy.
2018 Jeep Cherokee Latitude Package, only $19,700.
On the web at BuySChryslerDodge.com.
What's behind the CA?
A world full of opportunities.
Where are you now? Where are you going?
Where do you want to be?
These are all important in determining your path in life.
More importantly, why be ordinary
when you can be extraordinary?
At Central Alabama Community College, you can be anything you wish to be.
Don't put your future on hold and don't settle for less than excellence.
We are Central Alabama Community College.
Central to you.
Central to your success.